months now, what feels like years now, we've been talking about people who are so out of control of their own emotions that they actually cost themselves progression, cost themselves success, let like very, very basic and early forms of emotions turn into catastrophic results for their ability to play the game. And this might be the perfect example of it, because just what actually occurs in this key is something I never thought I would see in this game. Like, I could imagine all different varieties of what actually occurs in this key occurring, but I can't imagine the actual results happening. I've been asking for people's submissions. This is one of the most unique ones we have gotten, just because of how it actually plays out. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're back in Temple of the Jade Serpent, which if you've played it at all this season, you know this is a really, really, really straightforward dungeon, like exceedingly straightforward. And you are going to see the most bizarre disband that could probably come from this dungeon. Like, there's a lot of different ways this dungeon might fail, but do any of them actually matter? And that's kind of the point here. You might be able to see in the chat, the monk who is the brewmaster said 7 left. Okay. Well, if you've been paying attention to the footage at all, that's not happening. And you can see that they're regularly not having the stacks of the boss reset. Like you see right here, this guy goes to 10 and he becomes immune. Probably worse in the situation is that then they do the same thing to the next guy. They switch to this one and they just push him to 10 as well. And then now both of them are immune. Like typically if this happened, the first one goes immune. You can just stop DPS on the second one so it doesn't also go immune. It doesn't actually require that much to not make it get a stack. But frankly, I still don't fully understand how it gets some of the stacks. I watch this footage like a ton. Maybe you guys spot it easier than I do. But at the end of the day, they are blaming the rogue for this. And I think like you're going to see why like right here. So this has 9 stacks. So again, way too many stacks. And the rogue is like standing right here. There's a shadow fiend, but really I have to imagine it's only the rogue who's putting any stacks on. Like I just don't fully get how this works. Maybe you guys could explain it to me down below. But as you see, the boss is now immune like a total of 5 times between the 2 bosses. It's not even a long fight. They pull the boss at like 8:11ish and we're at like 10:30 right now on the timer. So it's like a 2+ minute fight. This is tyrannical. Like, I mean, it's not a problem, right? But right here is where it becomes the problem. As you can see in the chat bubble, the tank who tried to instruct the group on how to do the fight earlier said Una L2P. And that's like literally it. From what I could tell, there's no prior discussion. I looked through all of this footage. I did not see any argument ahead of time. Nothing to create stress in the group. Then the Una fella's like trying to defend himself, saying like, you said 7 left. And this is where I start to laugh and make funny memories out of this key on my own here. What do you think the odds are here that the guy thought he meant only for the left? He means 7 on the left and then just whatever on the right. That kind of possibility cracks me up, and that's what makes like lower keys kind of funny to me. But yeah, that guy's hearthed. You can just barely see it, but like up here in the mini map, he's just standing still and presumably hearthing, because when you go back into the room in the footage here, he's just gone. This guy is going to leave a key where we have almost 20 full minutes to do the last 2 bosses. It is a 16 that presumably he willingly signed up for. You got to believe that these people joining these keys have a reason to be coming. I'm not really sure what the reason is for some of these people, but yeah, he just hearts and leaves and disbands. And from what I can tell, there's not even deaths. Like, I don't really understand how this weak aura set works, but I don't see anything that indicates deaths on it, which makes me think that there have yet to be any deaths. But there's certainly been no wipes. You have really no time added to the dungeon. And we're going to just simply disband it for really ego. I mean, what else can you say about that? This is a 2-minute plus boss fight. Very, very normal length. Maybe not on 16. I don't know. You guys tell me what your normal length fight for this boss is on Tyrannical. But like, it adds like a couple seconds for them to go immune. And I get it. The person probably did something wrong and, you know, they should learn and get better at it. But realistically, like, it was such a small mistake that it's like, does it even really matter? Like, if that guy never learns that mechanic properly, will that ever actually disband a key? Does that mean he shouldn't learn it? No, I get it. To actually disband this key over that, I would not imagine I would ever see something like this, because this is like the perfect blend of like selfishness and like ego and pretty much like everything that's wrong with attitudes of players in World of Warcraft. And frankly, just like an embarrassingly open display of it. Like, you got to be really confident in your ability to teach somebody a lesson the hard way by leaving a queue that has 20 minutes left to do the last 2 bosses, you know? Never thought I would see something like that. So thank you very much for submitting this.
That is actually something from Metro. That is a weird ass disband, man.
I totally agree. I've never seen something like that before, where a key is going like perfect and one small mistake happened and somebody just not only gives up on it, but like actually like, I mean, like what would you even say? They're like throws a fit, like takes a stand against this. There wasn't even an argument. So let me know what you guys think. We are continuing to look for the funniest key out there. So if you guys ever run into some more funny stuff, please send it my way. Otherwise, we'll be back to streaming this week. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.